Canadian Grand Prix. Like I said in my preview, that there's going to be a lot of rain in Canada, and it has started manifesting. All through the weekend there will be rain. The rain yesterday was massive. The rain today was also massive. It was raining cats and dogs, and it was so much. The beginning of the FP1, the rain was still much, but by 30 minutes into the FP1, the rain started subsiding, and towards the end of FP1, there was a good weather, the sun was up, and there was a clear path on the track in which for the last 5 minutes, some drivers were able to run dry tires, but the remaining 35 minutes in which many drivers were on track were only able to run inters and wets. Jack Doohan was able to come in for his learning of the season in an F1 car when he replaced Esteban Ocon. Esteban Ocon is not being sent away yet or any issue, but it's just the normal thing that is meant to go on in F1, in which F2 drivers are given the opportunity, some of them that are with teams, given the opportunity to race in an F1 car. So he came in to represent Esteban Ocon. But we could not see the showings or the doings of the drivers or the teams or what they really have to offer. Mercedes have changed the PU of Lewis Hamilton, also coming to the Canadian Grand Prix, and is also coming into wear the badge of the new front wings, in which his teammate got in Monaco and he was unable to drive in. So they have enough sets now. That's 2 sets each, and they still had the old wings, in which they had to run the old wings in FP1 because of the rain, so that they won't damage it. That is, they don't want to damage it. It's better for them to just use the old one. But like I said, nothing much. Lando Norris leading the FP1 sessions. He has always been good in the rain. Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, Lance Stroll, Max Verstappen. These are a few of drivers that are very, very good in the rain. Nothing much. The 2 Ferraris coming in second. But this looks like a track in which Ferrari might dominate. But let's see what happens. This is F1. It is a rainy weekend. Anything can happen. Expect anything. So we go into FP2. We look at what will happen in FP2. If there will be dry track in FP2, it will be very, very interesting, because I believe some part of the race on Sunday will have some dry patches, and some part of the qualifying could have some dry patches. So we hope there is a dry part on the FP2, and if there is not, they go back into the shower and enjoy it. So up until FP2, see, I can tell you this Canadian Grand Prix I'm eating it's going to be very, very interesting. You know why? The FP2 here, no learning. It's still difficult for them to learn because the rain came, didn't give the drivers a lot to learn. FP1 rain, we have about 30-35 minutes of dry. They're still trying to learn. The rain came again, they had to step out again. But still very interesting session, and very promising session that shows that when it's rain, it rains heavily. The track is so damp that looks like you need very, very wet tires, and when it's drying, it dries fast. The new asphalt, it's going to be confusing. It's going to be very, very interesting. This race is going to be very interesting, I tell you. Max Verstappen suffering internal combustion engine failure. They are working on his engine, but I think they might have to change the engine and some other components. But with all this it's looking like something is really, really wrong with Red Bull, and we don't know what is going to happen, because they are changing his engine. It's part of their location. I can imagine what is happening with Red Bull and how possible they can handle it, because it's going to be traumatizing for them. We don't really know who is ahead. The FP2, we can see the Aston Martin of Fernando Alonso ahead of George Russell and his teammate Lance Stroll coming third. We don't really know how these guys are running, or what simulations they are running on, how good their cars are. So it's going to give us a very interesting qualifying and a very good racing on Sunday. You cannot just miss it. It's going to be a short podcast, like I said, very short one, like I know, because the rain altered a lot of things. Like I told you, a lot of grass cutting, a lot of lockups and all this. But it's going to be a very, very interesting race. I tell you, it's going to be a very, 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 very interesting race. I can't wait for the race to happen. It's going to be very, very interesting. Up until FP3 and qualifying tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye. Cheers.